Hello, and welcome to Keeping Track, which is a little spin-off segment of the old Sidetrack Music podcast. It's a new thing we're going to be starting, just a little kind of casual conversation about what's going on in the music world, new releases, that kind of stuff. So Zephyr, hello, how are you going?
Hi, I'm good, I'm good.
Yeah, it's just me and Zephyr today. Zach is a busy man, so
Yeah, but I'm actually seeing
we'll have to do without him. So
I'm seeing him in a gig on Wednesday.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's it. He's pushing us off to pursue his own music career. So shame on him. But what is it? It's his band is the Selena, isn't it?
Selena, yeah, the Selena.
And they're playing various pubs in London if you're around. Okay, well, anyway, we're going to get started, and the first thing we're going to talk about is the big kind of story on the music scene at the moment, which is Spotify and Joe Rogan versus Neil Young and Joni Mitchell. So to summarize, if you don't know the exact story, I won't go through it fully, but basically Joe Rogan, who's got his podcast exclusively on Spotify, he always has various kind of controversial guests with different opinions, and recently he had a vaccine skeptic on the podcast, and so a lot of people got pretty angry because this is spreading misinformation about the vaccine, which is obviously a very serious thing. So in response, Neil Young and Joni Mitchell took their music off Spotify. Lots of various other artists took it off as well. He's responded saying, that's not his intention. He's trying to correct his mistakes. Don't really want to get into the full politics of the thing, but what's interesting is, I don't know, Spotify been getting into quite a bit of controversy, and it's kind of, as just a music platform, it's not necessarily what you want to be doing.
I guess it's when they got into podcasts, they opened the world up to like every single topic you could think of, because when it's just a music platform, there's not much politics. I mean, obviously there's politics in music everywhere, but that's usually through the form of protest or like talking about important issues. But it was in a different way. It's kind of put out in a different way when you actually have people debating topics. It becomes much more heated and able for controversy, which I guess is what's happened. There's also something I saw about people getting annoyed about Spotify as well, and all music streaming platforms, and it's to do with the way that they reduce the quality of music when you listen to it, and everyone's been getting used to this lower quality of music because it's streaming, so it's much quicker, and so it's compressed a lot, so it means there isn't much. Basically, what the musicians want you to hear isn't what you hear when you listen to it through Spotify. So I think that was also a reason some other artists said they were leaving Spotify. Because of that. I mean, and there was another kind of controversy. It wasn't really controversial because they kind of acted to it. But when Adele put her album out towards the end of last year, she asked Spotify to remove the shuffle button from like album pages when you want to play an album, and she was talking about how artists spend a lot of time thinking about track lists and track order and that kind of thing, and that they don't want that work just to be kind of thrown away by just pressing shuffle on an album. And Spotify, I mean, they agreed to that, and they changed to their credit, but yeah, they're just getting involved in a lot of things, and I don't know, I feel like fair play to Neil Young and Joni Mitchell, because I don't know. To be fair, I feel like the core fan base of those two artists isn't necessarily always on Spotify. That is a lot of the thing with these streaming platforms. A lot of the sort of not older artists, but more popular, less popular nowadays artists tend to not be listened to on Spotify. They tend to be listened to on CD, records, even radios, or loads of other kind of platforms.
Yeah, so unfortunately for them, I don't think actually taking their music off Spotify is going to do much to deter Spotify, who've got like $100 million deal or something with Joe Rogan. But I mean, interesting. Like I was then scrolling through my because I'm an Apple Music man, so you got me on the other side. I have nothing against Spotify; it's just what I happen to use. But I was scrolling through kind of my Apple Music like feed, and then there was a kind of big like poster thing saying Neil Young lives here and like Joni Mitchell lives here. So that Apple really milking this.
Apple loves to take all the money they can from everywhere and just bring it into them, just whenever they can.
Yeah, exactly. So attracting all the Neil Young and Joni Mitchell fans to back over onto the platform. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have that much to say about it, other than it's kind of unfortunate that I don't know, I feel like that, you know, we've all got these competing music streaming platforms, and it kind of defeats the point when they are competing. So some of them don't have some music, and, you know, some of them have other music. Like, ideally, you want to be able to choose one and have like access to all the music that you want. So, I mean, Spotify could take damage. And I did read that actually they're kind of projecting slightly slower growth in this, well, at least for the start of this year compared to last year. So I don't know how much it's going to have an impact on their subscriptions, but they've got like something like 180 million subscribers. It's crazy. The I don't know, the reliance that people have on it. I don't know how many people use Apple Music as opposed to Spotify. I'd be interested to know if it shifts after all this.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like these companies all kind of do the same thing. It's like you said, some of them have other music, some of them don't. Like, and if you really want to find something, you can just go to YouTube and download it as an MP3. If you're being cheeky.
not that we
condone that. No, because that's pirating. No. But that
yes,
that's always an option. Should we move on to new releases or anything that we're interested
in?
Yeah?
Yes. Zephyr, what's the new music you're excited about?
So there's actually two specific ones. So I'll start with my kind of more up my sort of alley of music. Denzel Curry dropped a new single, which I think is preempting a new album that he's releasing soon. It's called Walking. It's really, really cool. We're not going to play it on here because this is just the short episode, of course, but go have a listen to it, anyone who's interested in rap. I mean, it's quite chill. It's not super in your face rap, and it has a really cool switch up. The video's also great. It's kind of like a movie video. It's kind of like Star Wars Western sort of movie video thing. It's quite cool. And then the other thing I'm excited about is the Red Hot Chili Peppers new single, which is also preempting an album, which I think you said was April 1st?
Yes, April 1st. It's Unlimited Love is the album, and the single is, Black Summer, right?
Yeah, Black Summer.
Something?
Yeah.
Black Summer. Yes. Well, what do you think? What do you think of the song? I had a listen. I mean, you told me about it yesterday. I had a quick listen. Personally, I think it's promising good things.
Yeah. No.
I don't know. I feel like
it's it's definitely promising good things. Sorry, I cut you off there. It's very Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, all that they're so. What I really like about them is they're so consistent with their style. No matter what the current music scene is, they're not going to change. They're just going to be constant. But it still feels new, but it doesn't feel like it's completely different from what their normal stuff is. It very much feels Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I just kind of like that about them as a group.
Yeah.
And also John Frusciante is.
He's back. I was going to say,
and I feel really bad for the old guy. I forgot his name. I feel really bad for him. I think we might have talked about this in another episode.
Yeah, we did.
I feel so bad.
I mean, yeah, because he did a good job. I really enjoyed The Getaway. It was a good album. But I do think, I mean, you can you could hear a slight change with the single. We'll obviously get more of an idea when the whole album comes out. But I do feel you can feel a bit of a tone change with Frusciante back in the fold. But this is the Chili Peppers lineup that I don't know. That's my favourite Chili Peppers lineup.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's where you got Californication and you know.
Yeah.
All the good ones.
The glory years, Californication, by the way, all that stuff. So this song, I mean, there's also, we were saying before, there's a weird bit where he kind of does this kind of weird Irish accent.
Yeah, it sounds very folky. It sounds
very, yes.
It's very strange.
Like one specific part in like the pre-chorus or something.
Yeah. It's just the way he says the word, he kind of, because his voice is very recognisable, but then so I wouldn't expect that sort of thing from him. He's kind of got his own style. It's quite it's kind of in between talking and singing. But then he did that weird folky bit. It was very, It's very strange. It might have just been the melody, maybe. Maybe it's just the notes they used kind of sounded folky.
Maybe it's coincidence. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, so there's so Unlimited Love is coming out April 1st, which is all too long away. It's two months away, so that's going to be long. Hopefully they drop a couple more singles to keep our appetites
quenched,
wetted.
We both went for different words there.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, and okay. So another new music that that I want to talk about, the Fearless Flyers will be releasing soon. Fearless Flyers 3 is a new album. So the Fearless Flyers are slightly obscure. They're like the sister band of Wolfpack, who we've talked about on the podcast, episode 1, I believe. And so they comprise. So there's Nate Smith is the drummer, and he's done various things. He's a really, really prolific kind of jazz drummer. Does some really cool stuff. But it's him with Joe Dart on bass, Corey Wong on funk guitar, and Mark Lettieri, I think it is, on a really cool. I love his guitar playing actually on all the other Fearless Flyer stuff. It's but yeah. So I think that their single is out, Patrol Acrobatique.
Yep.
It's the classic style. They got a very it's basically it's just pure funk. But what I absolutely love about them is just you should go check out their videos on YouTube, because it's very funny. They kind of wear like jumpsuits, and they all just kind of stand rock still, and they just kind of like nod their heads along like in this really high tempo funk, but the guitars are all locked in together so nicely. It's infectious.
Mark Lettieri is actually really cool. He's a guitarist from Snarky Puppy, which is one of my favorite like kind of fusion bands. I guess they're very big in the jazz world. They are super cool, and they have, I think, 3 or 4 guitarists on rotation, and he's one of them. And when I saw him in the Fearless Flyers, I was like, whoa, it's crossover. But yeah, no, it's so cool. They're so good, those guitarists. I wish I could play guitar like them. I mean, I wish I could play guitar full stop, but I'm not very good at guitar.
Yeah. Oh. It's I think in Fearless Flyers 2, maybe 1 and 2, they also had like a 3-part like a horn section, which I think they called Delta Force, which was very cool. And it was like three saxophone players, but like different size saxophone, and they were also ultra in sync. I really recommend check out they did a really cool cover of Elton John's Benny and the Jets, which they called Kenny and the Jets, because one of the saxophonists was called Kenny, sorry. And she does a cool solo on that. But yeah, their videos, it's very cool style. It's a whole, I don't know, Wolfpack is the Wolf like records as a whole aesthetic, I guess. So yeah, check that out. And also, I mean, if you're a vinyl collector, I think it comes out like as a limited edition vinyl, which is I might
be having to get that.
Anyway.
Yeah, I have a record player behind me, but I tend to not play it that often because I'm lazy. But I also didn't realise for ages that it had a preamp in it, and I was like, oh, why is it so quiet when I listen to it on my headphones? And I just hadn't switched the button that said preamp because I'm an idiot. So I was just listening to it super quietly. It was not great, but I got it to work now. Yeah,
Wolfpack do that. Whenever they release anything, they kind of put out the album on vinyl, but it's available for like 30 days, and then they never repress it like ever. So it means that all the stuff becomes very rare. So if you're into that kind of stuff, I've ordered a few too many of their albums, considering I don't even have my record player with me right now. Anyway, all right. So before we wrap up, I don't know, is there any other music? Oh yeah, okay. Actually, so this is just a quick thing about Spotify again. This is just in response. I always I don't know if you ever looked at James Blunt's Twitter feed.
No, can't say I have. No.
He is hilarious. So the man is amazingly self-deprecating. So I'll quote it here. He said a few days ago, if Spotify doesn't immediately remove Joe Rogan, I will release new music onto the platform. Which is it's classic. It's quite funny. I think you just scroll through and it's just he just replies to all the kind of the people saying how much they hate James Blunt, and he just wallows in how much people hate his music, which I completely respect. So that's good fun.
It's always good to be, what's the word, like where you look at yourself and kind of just laugh. Like you don't you don't care what people think. I don't know what that word is.
Don't take yourself too seriously.
I think there is a word for it, but I'm completely forgetting what it is.
Self-deprecating?
No, not self-deprecating. That's like when you insult yourself. It's more like, I don't know what the word is, but whatever. I've explained what I mean. So also, I want to flex myself about how I won Battle of the Bands at my school.
Oh, okay, got to get that.
Got to get that in.
I mean, after what? How many attempts has it taken to?
How many what? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Attempts.
What do you mean? Attempts in Battle. Oh, yeah.
Because yes. You've been there a few, but you finally at the last time of asking, last year at school.
Yep.
Zephyr.
Yep.
He wins.
I win.
He wins. He's
I
victorious.
finally win. I got 20 quid, so it was worth it.
Okay, but considering the bribe that you gave the judge, how much profit is that actually then?
About minus 50. No. No. It was worth it. It was worth it. All those years of losing.
It's about the process. It's the creative process, Zephyr. And yes.
Yeah.
You played what, All Along the Watchtower, right?
Oh yeah, I did the Hendrix version of All Along the Watchtower. It was actually with previous guest Genoa. And another friend of mine who plays drums and bass and loads of other instruments, and we did a cheeky switch halfway through the song to again show off because we're show offs.
Wait, did the drums keep playing?
No.
Or was there like a little breakdown where the drums stopped?
So there's a little,
because that would be really cool if like one of you just keeps taking the hi-hat and
Oh no, we couldn't do that because I had the bass in my hand when I was about to switch, so I had to wait for her to come over, give her the bass. So Albert just did. Albert is Genoa. I don't know if I've mentioned that before. I'm sure we mentioned it on the episode before, but he was just kept playing guitar. He did kind of like a solo. It was very cool. And then we did a switch,
just a crazy rock.
Just crazy rock. Then I just got on the drums and went crazy for a drum solo because why not?
As usual, Zephyr taking all the attention to himself
I did.
on the judge.
And also, the worst thing is I dropped my stick, and mid-solo I chucked it, but it was not one of my sticks because I was borrowing Sophie's, and they're much lighter than mine, so it just went flying. I thought it would be heavy enough to just come straight back to my hand, but it just absolutely went off, so I had to keep playing with one hand while I picked up the other stick. It was good. I recovered it, though.
We love that. Good save, yes.
And I got a round of applause, so that was good. Because everyone saw.
Well, nice. Okay, well, with that, I think we'll wrap it up there. So, Zephyr, congratulations on your victory in Battle of the Bands.
Thank you, Jules.
I'll give a quick. If you're here wondering what's happened to the podcast, don't worry, it's not dead. It's just we're all quite busy at the moment. So we've recorded episode 1. We've got another episode coming up soon. But we're probably hoping to release those around March time. So we'll see with that. But don't worry, it's coming. Season 2 will be here at the Cyclic Music Podcast. If you're here for the first time, you can check out the entire season 1 wherever you get your podcasts or on the YouTube. But yeah, so we'll be back with another keeping track episode, hopefully, maybe in a week or two, something like that. Just keeping up with new music. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please do subscribe to the channel, give us a like. It helps grow. I feel like a YouTuber now. That's horrible. We're going to need to get better at this, but yeah, anyway. Okay, so thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.